Thanks for the truck. Okay, we got all our parts. Needed a truck for all this. Alright guys, so today's finally the day that I'm going to be doing my Kouki conversion. I've been dreaming of this day for super long. I've always wanted a Kouki S14. And then when I picked this up earlier this year, I knew for a fact that I was going to be doing the conversion. That might upset some people because everyone's trying to save the Zenkis, which is kind of true. And at first I hated this front end, but it really grew on me these past 9 months. So I've decided I'm going to hold on to it and just throw it into my shed. If I ever want to go back, I always can. If anyone's watching this video because they're doing the conversion themselves, I'm going to try to be as informative as possible. It's kind of hard doing research online, so I'm not even sure if I'm missing anything. Hopefully not. At the end of the video, I'm going to do a price breakdown if you want to go the OEM route or if you want to go the budget route. I ended up going with all OEM parts, so I'm gonna include the pricing at the end. But yeah, I'm super excited to finally do the front end conversion, and then I could finally do body work and start making the car look a lot better. So I guess let's just hop right into work. We got my little mechanic here. He's gonna help me pull the hood off and everything else. We're just gonna hang out. Hopefully the conversion doesn't take too long. I guess let me just show you what parts I got. So I ended up going with OEM Kouki fenders. I went with OEM JDM headlights, OEM JDM grill, OEM Kouki taillights, Kouki rear bumper, JDM Kouki front bumper, and an OEM hood. The reason I went with all OEM parts is because I didn't want to run aftermarket fenders and an aftermarket hood just because it's fiberglass and I'm gonna end up destroying them because I'm gonna be drifting the car and I want to run it pretty low. So I decided to go with an all OEM metal front end. I'm eventually planning on throwing a kit on the car. I actually already have the kit, but I still wanted to run 2 different setups. Just like a clean OEM metal setup and then a kit for, damn it. And then a kit when I just want to go like a little hot boy or whatever. So I guess let's just get straight to work. Alright, so we got the whole front end apart. So we got the whole front end apart, and then this is one of those parts that I wasn't sure if I needed. So this bumper support bracket thing right here, I did buy one because it's a little different, and I think most people do buy them when they do the conversion. Difference right here. So this has these brackets here. I'm not sure what for, but yeah, this one looks different. So I guess I'm gonna throw this one on. And then another thing some people do is they actually get like the Kouki core support, which I think is this whole part, and they have to get it like spot welded in, which I didn't want to do. I didn't want to go through all that, so I decided to just buy this bracket, and then I'm just going to drill the hole for the headlights, and it should be good to go. Freaking genius. That didn't go as smooth as I thought it would, so I don't know if we did it right, but we ended up just drilling these little brackets out to fit the new bumper support. Oh yeah, so then Eddie just took these brackets off. So this is where it was originally, and then he just slid it over to here because the Kouki front bumper actually sits closer to the front. I don't know if we did it right, but it seems like it's gonna work. We just mocked the front bumper up and it lined up pretty well. So I guess we're just gonna run with it. All right, so this is where we're at now. Got the whole fender situation figured out. Everything's bolted down. This bumper support bracket, we ended up just moving over, and like I said, we bolted it down there. It's pretty snug. We were able to drill a hole right there and add a little bit more support so it's not moving around at all. I think we're good to throw the bumper on and then figure out the wiring for the headlights, throw the headlights on, and I think that should be pretty much it. We're done with the front end for now. It's still pretty crappy because I have to spend a lot of time adjusting a bunch of stuff just to make sure all the body lines are straight. I think we're gonna be done with the front end for now. Next is the rear. I'm excited to throw these taillights on and the rear bumper. Hopefully it goes smooth. All right, so it's the next day. We left off with the front end and the taillights. My boy Michael's here now to help out. For the rear end, this is pretty much what it's gonna look like for now until we do the bodywork and paint. So just the OEM Kouki bumper and taillights. I really like how it turned out. Now I just gotta figure out the whole headlight wiring situation. So my boy David was here the other day and we used all those temporary wires to wire this headlight up and we got it to work. So this is what we had for the Zenki headlights. We took the pins out and now I'm trying to figure out what to do with this. I bought these little bullet connectors. So you put the female end on there and then the male end on the headlight wiring and then you could connect it that way. Not sure if there's a better way to do it, but that's just what I came up with. The reason I'm going with the bullet connectors is because if I ever go back to the Zenki headlights, I can also just put those bullet connectors on that wiring and then it'll just be like a quick connect. So yeah, if anyone has a better way to do this, maybe comment down below and maybe I'll go back and redo my wiring. But for now, I'm just gonna go with this route. Moment of truth. If this doesn't work right now, I'm going to sleep. I'm done. Hey.
Oh, yeah.
Hey. Wee wee. Coming through. For the other side, the headlights. The other side, the headlights didn't come with any bulbs, so I can't really wire those up until my bulbs come in. I mean, I guess I could take these, but I don't really want to do that. I'm just going to wait till the bulbs come, and then we could wire that other side. I guess that's it for today. I don't know what else we can do. I guess we could start sanding the car. You want to help?
Doing what?
Sanding it, bro. We gotta get this ugly thing ready for paint. We'll continue when my LED bulbs show up. All right, so it's the next day. I think I got all the parts I need to finish the conversion, hopefully today. So I went with Performance Bodega, I think is how it's pronounced. These are just LED bulbs for my headlights. I also got a bunch of LEDs for my taillights and turn signals. I usually buy my LEDs from superbrightleds.com. They've never gave me any problems. I like how bright they are, so that's what I continue buying for my car. I guess let's just throw these in first and knock the rest of the conversion out. All right, so officially done with the conversion. I got everything done last night. Fenders are rolled so we can finally lower the car a little bit more. I just haven't got around to doing that yet. As for the front end, everything is done. The only thing I didn't get to were the turn signals. So if anyone's doing this conversion, keep in mind, if you're going with the JDM front end, the turn signal bulbs are smaller and the pigtail doesn't work. If you're going with the USDM bumper, then it'll be fine. But I did order those from Wiring Specialties. They just didn't show up yet. So that's the last thing that I have to do with the front end. But other than that, this is what it's gonna look like for now. Next step is bodywork and paint. Stay tuned for that. I'm gonna be doing everything myself. I guess we could do the price breakdown now. So Keep in mind, my prices aren't gonna be exactly accurate. It's just gonna be what I paid for my OEM parts, and then probably just like ballpark numbers for aftermarket parts. So starting with the front end, the hood from the dealership is about $450. If you're looking for an aftermarket hood, look to spend between $500 to $1,000 depending on what you're going with. Aftermarket, let's just say about $700. Fenders I found locally for $300, so I saved some money there. The OEM from the dealership is about $380 each. Aftermarket, I would say about $500 to $1,000 depending on which ones you're getting. So let's again just say $700 for aftermarket fenders. Headlights, since I did get the JDM headlights, they're really hard to source. I ended up paying $600 for those overseas. From the dealer, they're about $360 each. So just for a little bit more, you could pretty much get brand new headlights from the dealership. Aftermarket, you can get a set of headlights for about $300 on eBay. Corner lights, I ended up paying $75 each from the dealership. Aftermarket, you can get for about 60 bucks for both. JDM Kouki front grille, I paid $140. That's probably about how much you're gonna spend on any kind of grill. Turn signals are 60 bucks each from the dealership. Aftermarket is 60 bucks for a pair. I did get aftermarket ones because I wanted the clear, I didn't want the amber. Front bumper, I paid $270 from the dealership. Aftermarket, I would say is about $250 to $1,000 depending on what kind of front bumper you're looking for. Now going to the rear, taillights I paid $400 for. They range from around $300 to I'd say $600 for the OEM ones, depending on what kind of condition they're in. Aftermarket, you're gonna spend anywhere from about $400 to $500, I would guess. Rear bumper, I found locally as well. Paid 120 bucks for that. From the dealership, it's about 260. Aftermarket, I would say about 250 to $500 depending on what bumper you're looking for. And I think that's pretty much all the parts. The only thing I was missing were some side skirts. So I didn't want to go with Kouki side skirts because I already have a kit for this car and those are the side skirts I'm going to be running. A couple parts I almost forgot. So the front bumper retainer, highly recommend getting that if you're going to be running an OEM bumper. That was $110 from the dealership. Also the hood seal, also recommend getting that because there's going to be a gap if you don't. That was 40 bucks. The conversion pigtails from Wiring Specialties was about 20 bucks. The turn signal harness, if you're gonna be running the JDM turn signals, you're also gonna want those pigtails. From the dealership, I paid about 30 bucks. If you get the OEM turn signals, they actually come with the pigtails, so you won't have to worry about that. So if I added up all my math correctly, I spent about $25.60 on my front end. I guess we're gonna go try to get some rollers. This thing is freaking ugly right now, but I still wanna get some rollers just so that I have it documented for like the progress, you know, look back down the road, see how far it came. Hurry up and finish your food. Trying to go get some rollers. Hey. How was that?
Not bad.
Did that convince you to get a 240?
Yeah, just I like left-hand drive better. This
really?
You gotta get used to it.
Bro, you better get a 240 soon.
All right, let's get out of here.
All right, we out. This is the first guy to drive my car and drift it, other than me. Well, that's gonna conclude this video. I'm really happy with how the front end turned out. I had a vision for this car, like way before I even had it, and it's slowly getting there. This is just one step closer. I just have this picture in my head of the S1000 in this car looking a specific way, so working towards that. Bodywork and Paint is next, so stay tuned. If you guys aren't subscribed to the channel yet, hit the subscribe button. I really appreciate that, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.